Hello, Forrest.
Once a year, Lismore plays host to an amazing festival of light called the Lismore Lantern Parade. It's a huge community event. It's an art festival. It celebrates music, dance. There's a massive parade which showcases an amazing range of sculptured lanterns. It's a really cool event to be a part of.
The whole community gets involved with this event. Community groups, school groups of children who have made lanterns at their classrooms. They all come together to walk through the town and showcase these lanterns in massive lantern parade, and then it all finishes with the fiery finale at Oaks Oval, which of course involves a lot of fire. Now, we didn't want to miss out on the fun, so
we've set ourselves a challenge. We're going to try today, even though the event is on in the afternoon, we've only got a few hours to make ourselves some lanterns so we can be part of this community event. Fingers crossed that we can get them done. First things first though, we need to go to Bunnings, we need to get some supplies for the day, and then we're going to come back here and try to put together these lanterns. Let's see how we go. Okay, so we've just come from Bunnings and we've bought a ton of supplies, but having said that, they were surprisingly cheap. I mean, it's a pretty affordable thing to do, and it's a really cool way to become involved in this community event. Just a bit of a warning, there are like knives
and wire,
and at the end of the night you're going to have a lantern, fingers crossed, maybe, that you'll have a candle in, which kind of leads us to say, like, this, you know, there are safety warnings associated with this. So if you're watching this and you're a kid and you're interested in doing a lantern, please don't do this without parent permission, because it could be potentially dangerous. You'll notice as well on the table we've put down just some plastic sheeting, just so the glue doesn't get all over the table. By no means are we lantern making experts, I don't think at all. This is our first lantern that we've ever made. We're going to try to make it like a bit of a competition.
Yes.
But this is like a really basic traditional lantern design. Although we haven't made them before, we've done a bit of research, so we're just going to pretty much be winging it and documenting it. Literally us just kind of working from memory of looking at a couple of tutorials online and just kind of making this project our own in that respect. So,
in saying that, the actual Lantern Parade committee do go around to primary schools around the area and make these lanterns with children from the local schools. So if we fail at this, we'll fail knowing that 10-year-olds have done better.
The first thing you need, these bamboo cane sticks. You will need a Stanley knife to kind of make a cut, and then you can just like snap them at the cut that you make. When you're making the base, you want to get some of your sturdier, straighter sticks, and you want to kind of pretty much cut them in half, I think. They're about 60 centimeters, so if you measure like a 30 centimeter mark. And this is going to form the base. And you want, when you're doing it, just like a little bit of overhang, so you have like a point where you can kind of lash around some masking tape. Just kind of see how you go with that. But that's a rough idea.
I really got that.
She's pathetic. You need to put a little bit of effort into it. Maybe get an adult if you're a child. Overlay it. Are you struggling?
No.
I like it how Marnie initially in the video was like, let's make it a challenge video. Who can make the better, who can make the better lens? So I'm already miles ahead of Marnie. She's whoa, Hulk.
Yeah, we'll see who's better now.
Guest celebrity host Horace the cat has joined us. And that's your base. It may look a bit flimsy, but that's why we're going to add some cross beams. And the cross beams, not only do they strengthen the base, but they also provide us with a mount in the middle where we can sit the candle. So that's the first step. She's nearly there, it's all good. The best way to kind of do the crossbeam section is to get another bit of bamboo, meet it up with one of these corner edges where it overlays, and then make sure your base is really square, and then mark the second section where it meets those 2 points, and I'm going to just cut that, snap it, and then you should have a piece that's relatively perfect like that. And then I'm just going to tape that into place. Another thing, don't throw away these short bits because they'll come in handy later on. Just for the record, it's like the nicest day that we've had in weeks here.
Yeah.
And I know the people at the Lantern Parade, like the people organising it, are really stressed out about the weather because it's just been so relentlessly wet.
I bet they're cheering.
Yeah, no, they'd be stoked because there's so much work that goes into this, and
they've already had one hit with the flood taking away, I think they usually have something like 300 lanterns in the Lantern Parade each year, and this time they've only got about half that because they lost so many in the recent flood.
Like usually they kind of recycle and reuse, and every year it seems to get bigger, but this year it's actually gone back a bit. So that's why we kind of came up with this idea as well, because, you know, more lanterns the better. It makes the night a better atmosphere, and I think if we can add something to it by bringing our own little lanterns, it's a cool little touch, I think.
What's next?
Okay, so when you're doing this part, this next section, you'll need 4 sticks, and they become the edges of your design. You can keep them at 60 centimeters by all means, there's no rule to that. If you want a big lantern, go for it. But I think what we're going to do is we're pretty much, and a pretty cool rule of thumb is these cross sections, if you cut these sticks to be the same length as your cross sections, you end up with kind of like a little, maybe 30 centimeter high pyramid, which is easy to carry. Once again, don't throw out these excess bits. So now we have got 4 pieces that are all the same kind of size, and then those 2 points where it crosses over, between those 2 points, that's where you kind of want to have your edge of your pyramid sitting. Perfect pyramid? No, not really, but fine.
Almost.
This is kind of important when you're doing this point, that you kind of want the cross to be directly in the middle of your pyramid. So, because some people will do it and you'll end up with like a lopsided pyramid. So you end up with like a pretty cool, check that out. Really cool. The next part that we need to do though, obviously when you light a candle, like the heat comes out the top, so you need to have an opening at the top for like a chimney type thing. The other thing about the gap as well is that, like, obviously you need to be able to access the candle inside. These bits that we were cutting off before, this is where they come in place, and you'll need to cut them to size again, but you kind of want to place them across the top section, and you do that in every corner.
And tip, you don't want to put it like right up here because you need to be able to get your hand in there.
Yeah, and if you've got like big man hands, before you even start cutting them to size, just put it in place and see if you can put your hand in it.
See, I'm going to be able to put mine higher than Tom's because I have tiny hands.
Okay, just going to do the man hand check. Yes, I can. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but I might just get Marnie to light my candle. Oh god, it's stuck. No, it's good. We're good. We're cool. Check it out. The design, we've got the skeleton pretty much done.
Yeah.
How good is that? Are you gonna get your little hands in there? Oh, it's just with ease. Like it's not gonna happen.
I have tiny hands.
This serves the purpose.
It does.
We thought long and hard about this actually, because some of the conventional lanterns that you see that are being made, they have like special little candle harnesses, and we kind of wanted to make sure that it was really securely mounted, sturdy but also fireproof, because obviously this is literally just made out of sticks and paper, and the potential for it to be highly flammable is pretty high. So we thought, like, what could we put in the middle of this to sit the candle, and we came up with this cool idea that we'd use like a can of soft drink and then cut the base off the can and sit it in the middle, and then use some wire to put it in place. We're using tea lights. Like, this will roll around in the can, and I know there'll be some people that will probably comment and say like, that's not safe because it won't be securely mounted, it'll be rocking around the can. But we thought ahead of that. We thought ahead already. And what we plan to do is to sit this in the middle, but then also stuff the edge with foil, so it's kind of like held securely in the spot. So that was our idea. We'll see if it works. Fingers crossed. You can use soft drink, but we only had 1 can. I sent Marnie to go get some more.
I didn't know how many we'd need, so I got a 10-pack.
What the heck?
You can never have too many, right?
These lanterns are going to get a whole lot worse all of a sudden.
Right.
We only need 2 cans. Marnie bought a 10-pack of Jack Daniels, like we're going to go some wild party.
Lantern!
Lantern parade! Yes! Cheers.
Cheers. If you're a kid making lanterns, this isn't part of
Stick
the
to the
tutorial.
soft drink. Skip this part. Adults, this just proves that lantern making's fun for the whole family.
Do we have to like just drink this whole thing now? Because that's the next part.
Yeah. Ready?
Let's go.
Cheers.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It sounded like a good idea before.
So use your Stanley knife to make a cut in the side of your can, and then using a pair of scissors, so once you've cut out the base of your can, this is going to be sitting in the middle of this crossbeam section. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this thumbtack to put 4 holes in our can. 2 holes over here, 2 holes over here, wire through each section, and then we'll mount it to the cross beams on either side. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, length of wire, feed it through this hole and the opposite side. We're going to position this in place.
We loop it around?
Loop it around once. And do this side now as well. So once you've got it kind of center, push down those middle sections so the wire is obviously kind of not pushing the candle out of place too much. And then wrap up the excess wire around. You can see now the candle, we've kind of stuffed the edges with foil. It's mounted in place. That's perfect. Give it a shake around, see if it's put upside down, test.
Oh my god, it didn't even go anywhere.
That's, oh.
You didn't get that.
We'll cut that bit out. I think we've like impressed ourselves by the fact that these things just seem so sturdy and they're relatively easy to make so far. I feel like maybe this could come back to haunt us, like it's been too easy.
I reckon the hard part's to come now. I reckon we're going to jinx ourselves and it's going to be really tough now.
Let's see how we go.
This is the part where I have to tie my hair back.
Let's get a Chuck's cloth, lay down a layer of PVA glue, small sections of baking paper, lay it down. Marnie's just doing single layers and it seems to be working really well for her. For me, I think I'm probably a little bit more heavy-handed, so
I've got the gentle hand.
I'm putting down a double layer. So I'm laying one down, coating it with the glue mixture, laying another pretty much right on top of it. Once again, we're not lantern making experts by any means, so we're literally just winging it piece by piece. Yeah. We were kind of half expecting to get halfway through the video and just be like, this is horrible. Yeah. What have we gotten ourselves into?
We're learning with you.
Put that in place, get it nice and tight around the base of the frame and rolling that bottom edge over. And if you have any bits that are kind of coming up, you can just get your Chuck's cloth with the glue on it and just kind of patch it up that way. Oh, I really like yours. I'm like that kid at school that's like, oh, I like yours better than mine, and then when they leave, I'll cross your name off it and write mine on it. Yeah, I was that kid. I want to know what people think of who made the better lantern.
Yeah.
As well. At the end of it, we're going to show the finished product, and if you could comment on which lantern you think is better. No nasty comments or anything like that. Just a little bit of a
healthy competition.
Healthy competition. That's where it's at.
Here we go. Got one layer done. Yeah, I think I will. I will do a second layer because it's very patchy.
So we have finished the initial stages of the lantern making process. We've got this, the skeletons done, we've covered them in the baking paper and they're all glued up and they're currently drying over there in the sun. We've kind of gotten to the stage now where we've got a fully functional lantern, the candles inside ready to go, but they are very plain. So we're just going to cut out some shapes and some stencils, glue them on and decorate them. I had a bit of a think about what I wanted to do. And I'm gonna stick with like an Australian theme type topic on my lantern and pay a bit of a tribute to the traditional custodians of this land, the Bundjalung people, and the amazing contributions the Indigenous community of this region make towards this area. And I think it's just, if I can pay a little bit of tribute to that, I think that's an amazing thing to do.
That's a really great idea. I'm thinking maybe a rainbow theme, not only because I want it to have lots of colour, but we are also, this area is kind of known as the rainbow region for a variety of different reasons, and so I think it'd be nice to have lots of rainbow in there. And also I might even dedicate a little portion of it to the flood. The recent flood, it has really affected our community, and like we said before, we didn't even think the lantern parade would, you know, actually happen because of it being so devastated by the flood. But so it's amazing that we've been able to rise from the ashes, so to speak, and still have this lantern parade tonight. So I think I might do a little bit of that in there as well.
That's really cool. I think they're cool. They're two very different designs, but at the same time they really kind of put the focus on this area and this community.
Press like if you think Horace is the cutest cat ever.
Totally. The best cat ever.
I'm actually pretty proud that I didn't trace that and I got it like perfect.
Yes. Hey, no one pushed up. Check out these designs. So good. We've still got to put the handle on Marnie's design. To do that, you need to choose a nice, sturdy, thick stick out of the bunch, and we're going to attach it with a bit of wire. Let's do it.
So I've made a loop on the handle. Now we're going to attach this so it will be attached here and we can carry the lantern around like this, okay? So we grab some wire. And what we're going to do is we're just going to loop it around here. Loop it a couple of different directions so it's definitely sturdy. Now what I'm going to do, I'll put this through here, bring the wire around again and bring it through here again so it's looped twice through, and then that's attached like that. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of loop this around that, like that.
Check these out. How good did these lanterns turn out? They're so amazing.
I'm pretty impressed by our efforts. I really didn't think we were even going to get this far.
My favorite thing about the designs is that they're very different, but at the same time they showcase two really important aspects of our community. The Lantern Parade is definitely a worthwhile event to attend. And if you feel like you can be a part of it, make one of the lanterns. They're not hard to do. They're surprisingly fun. I've had a lot of fun making them. They're cheap, and the final product, it's, you know, you can't help but be proud of making something like this. So give it a go, check it out. And if you're in the area, try to attend the Lantern Parade. The Northern Rivers, it's an amazing showcase of everything festive around this area. It's a really cool event to be a part of. And in years to come, I definitely think we'll look back on this with fond memories because, you know, we've been a part of it and we've actually enjoyed the creative process attached to the Lantern Parade.
I agree. All right, let's get these ready for tonight.
Let's go, guys.